1904, Battle Creek Sanitarium, Michigan. Dr. John Harvey Kellogg sits across from Eleanor Ainsworth, a 63-year-old woman holding her third pair of reading glasses in 5 years. Plus 3.0. She can barely read the newspaper at arm's length anymore. The eye specialist in Boston told her this was inevitable. Age-related farsightedness. The lens loses flexibility. Nothing can be done except stronger glasses every few years until you need bifocals, then trifocals, then magnifying glasses to read pill bottles. Dr. Kellogg disagreed. He had been documenting something extraordinary in his health resort patients. Seniors who followed a specific evening protocol, eating 3 particular foods before bed, were reporting something their eye doctor said was impossible. Their reading glasses prescriptions were going down, not staying the same, going down. Eleanor was skeptical, but desperate. Dr. Kellogg gave her the 60-day protocol. 3 foods every evening, no exceptions. And 60 days later, Eleanor returned to her Boston eye doctor. The doctor tested her eyes 3 times because he didn't believe the results. Her prescription had dropped from plus 3.0 to plus 1.5 in 2 months. He accused her of memorizing the eye chart. She hadn't. Her lens flexibility had measurably improved. The eye doctor, confused and slightly annoyed, wrote her a new, weaker prescription. Eleanor sent Dr. Kellogg a letter thanking him. He filed it with 147 other similar cases from 1902 to 1906. Those files sat in Battle Creek archives for decades. Most doctors dismissed them as anecdotal, impossible, or exaggerated. But in 2011, researchers at Tufts University discovered something that made Dr. Kellogg's observations suddenly make sense. The human lens, even after age 60, retains some capacity for regeneration when specific nutrients reach it in the correct combination and timing. The key was not supplements, it was whole foods, eaten at night, when the body's repair mechanisms are most active. Dr. Kellogg had stumbled onto this 107 years before modern science confirmed it. Before we reveal the 3 foods, you need to understand what happens to your eyes after age 60, why conventional medicine says nothing can be done, and what Dr. Kellogg saw that mainstream ophthalmology missed for over a century, because this is not about reversing aging. This is about providing your lens the nutrients it needs to maintain the flexibility it still has, and in some cases, partially restore what has been lost. Let's start with what presbyopia actually is, because most doctors explain it in a way that makes you feel helpless. They say your lens hardens with age. End of story. But that's not the complete picture. Inside your eye, behind the colored iris, sits the crystalline lens. It's made of highly specialized proteins called crystallins, arranged in such precise order that the lens remains perfectly transparent while being flexible enough to change shape. When you look at something close, tiny ciliary muscles pull on the lens, making it rounder and thicker to increase its focusing power. This is called accommodation. The problem starts around age 40 and accelerates after 60. 3 things happen. First, the lens proteins begin to cross-link and stiffen, like leather left in the sun. Second, the lens keeps growing throughout life, adding layers like a tree, which makes it thicker and less flexible. Third, the ciliary muscles weaken, losing their ability to pull effectively on the lens. By age 60, most people have lost 75% of their accommodation ability. By age 70, it's closer to 90%. This is why you start needing reading glasses around 45, and why the prescription gets stronger every few years. Mainstream ophthalmology solution is simple: corrective lenses, reading glasses, bifocals, progressive lenses. And recently, surgical options like monovision LASIK or lens replacement. These solutions work, and for many people, they are the right choice. But they do nothing to address the underlying lens and muscle deterioration. They compensate for it. Dr. Kellogg, as he often did, asked a different question. What if we could slow the deterioration? What if we could partially restore lost flexibility, not through surgery or drugs, but through nutrition? Between 1902 and 1912, Dr. Kellogg tested various food protocols on patients with presbyopia. He documented their prescriptions before and after, verified by independent eye doctors. Most protocols showed no effect. Some showed modest improvement. But one specific combination, 3 foods eaten together every evening, showed consistent, measurable results across 148 documented cases. Of those 148 patients, 112 showed improvement in their reading ability within 60 to 90 days. 89 of them had their prescriptions reduced by their eye doctors. The average improvement was 1.0 to 1.5 diopters. To put that in perspective, if you currently wear plus 2.5 reading glasses, dropping to plus 1.0 or plus 1.5 means the difference between needing glasses for everything up close versus only needing them for very fine print. It means reading restaurant menus, medication labels, and phone screens without glasses. For many seniors, this is life-changing. Dr. Kellogg knew this. He also knew mainstream medicine would never take his food protocol seriously without understanding the mechanism. So he theorized, based on the limited biochemistry knowledge of 1910, that these 3 foods provided something the lens needed to maintain flexibility. He was right, but he didn't have the science to prove it. We do now. Let me reveal the 3 foods, and then we'll dive deep into the modern science that explains why this works. The 3 foods Dr. Kellogg prescribed every evening were 2 pastured egg yolks, 3 ounces of wild-caught salmon, and 1 ounce of raw almonds. That was it. Simple, whole foods, no supplements, no extracts, just real food eaten together, 2 hours before bed, every single night for 60 days minimum. Most patients who followed this saw initial improvements around day 30, measurable improvements by day 60, and sustained improvements if they continued the protocol long-term. Some modern eye specialists will tell you this is impossible, that presbyopia cannot improve. But the science published in the last 15 years proves otherwise. Let's break down each food and what modern research has discovered about how it affects your lens. Food number 1, 2 pastured egg yolks. Not the whole egg, just the yolks. And critically, from pastured chickens, not factory farmed. Why? Because pastured egg yolks contain up to 700% more lutein and zeaxanthin than conventional eggs. These 2 carotenoids are found in extraordinarily high concentrations in the human lens and retina. They protect against oxidative damage and, crucially, help maintain lens protein structure. A 2013 study in the Journal of Nutrition found that lutein from egg yolks is significantly more bioavailable than lutein from vegetables or supplements. The fat in the yolk helps absorption. The lens needs this. But here's the part Dr. John Harvey Kellogg couldn't have known. Lutein and zeaxanthin do more than just protect. Research published in Investigative Ophthalmology and Visual Science in 2016 showed that these carotenoids can actually help prevent the cross-linking of lens crystalline proteins, the very process that causes the lens to stiffen with age. In other words, they don't just slow damage, they help maintain flexibility. This was demonstrated in both animal models and human lens tissue studies. The seniors at the Battle Creek Health Resort eating 2 egg yolks every evening, were flooding their lenses with the exact molecules needed to resist stiffening. Dosage matters. 2 pastured egg yolks provide approximately 500 to 700 micrograms of lutein and 200 to 300 micrograms of zeaxanthin. Compare this to a lutein supplement, which typically provides 10 milligrams, but with poor absorption because it lacks the natural fat matrix. Whole food wins. Dr. John Harvey Kellogg intuitively understood this. He was vehemently anti-supplement, insisting that the body recognized and utilized whole foods better than isolated nutrients. Modern research on bioavailability has proven him correct. Food number 2, 3 ounces of wild-caught salmon, specifically wild, not farmed. Dr. John Harvey Kellogg sourced his salmon from the Great Lakes and later from Pacific suppliers. Why salmon? For the omega-3 fatty acids, specifically DHA and EPA. Your lens is not just protein, it has lipid membranes, and those membranes need to remain fluid and flexible. DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, is the primary structural fat in the lens and retina. As we age, DHA levels in the lens decline, contributing to rigidity. A groundbreaking study published in Ophthalmology in 2009 from Harvard Medical School followed 38,022 women for 10 years. Women who consumed omega-3 rich fish at least twice per week had a 38% lower risk of severe age-related farsightedness compared to women who rarely ate fish. The researchers concluded that omega-3 fatty acids help maintain ciliary muscle function and lens membrane flexibility. This was the first large-scale confirmation of what Dr. John Harvey Kellogg had observed a century earlier. But the timing matters. And this is where Dr. John Harvey Kellogg's protocol was genius. He insisted patients eat the salmon in the evening, not at lunch. Why? Because the body's repair and regeneration processes peak during sleep. Growth hormone, which plays a role in tissue repair, is released in pulses during deep sleep. By consuming omega-3s in the evening, you ensure they are available during the night, when the lens undergoes its natural maintenance processes. A 2018 study from the National Eye Institute confirmed that ocular tissues, including the lens, have circadian rhythms and are more receptive to nutrient uptake during nighttime hours. 3 ounces of wild salmon provides approximately 1.5 to 2 grams of combined EPA and DHA. This is the therapeutic dose, shown in multiple studies, to have measurable effects on ocular health. Farmed salmon contains only about half this amount and includes higher levels of omega-6 fatty acids, which can promote inflammation. Dr. John Harvey Kellogg was fastidious about sourcing. He would only use wild fish. Modern science shows he was right. The omega-3 to omega-6 ratio matters for anti-inflammatory effects in the eye. Food number 3, 1 ounce of raw almonds, about 23 almonds. Again, raw, not roasted. Roasting degrades some of the vitamin E. Almonds are one of the richest food sources of alpha-tocopherol, the most bioactive form of vitamin E. 1 ounce provides about 7.5 milligrams of vitamin E, roughly 50% of the daily recommended intake. Vitamin E is a powerful lipid-soluble antioxidant. It protects the fatty structures of the lens from oxidative damage caused by UV light, metabolic stress, and aging. But vitamin E does more than just protect. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2008 showed that vitamin E helps maintain the elasticity of biological membranes, including those in the lens. It prevents lipid peroxidation, a process that makes cell membranes stiff and brittle. Seniors with higher dietary vitamin E intake had significantly better lens clarity and, interestingly, better accommodation responses than those with low intake. This study followed 4,629 participants aged 60 to 80 over 5 years. Dr. John Harvey Kellogg had patients eat the almonds raw with the salmon and egg yolks. This was deliberate. Vitamin E enhances the absorption of carotenoids from the egg yolks, and the healthy fats in almonds further improve omega-3 uptake from the salmon. It's a synergistic combination. He didn't know the biochemistry, but he observed empirically that patients who ate all three foods together did better than patients who ate them separately. Now let's talk about the timeline, because this is not an overnight fix. Dr. John Harvey Kellogg's 60-day protocol was based on observation, but modern science explains why it takes that long. The lens is an avascular tissue, meaning it has no blood vessels. Nutrients reach it by diffusion from the aqueous humor, the clear fluid that fills the front of the eye. This is a slow process. It takes weeks for nutrient levels in the aqueous humor to change in response to diet, and it takes even longer for those nutrients to accumulate in the lens and begin affecting protein structure and membrane flexibility. Studies on macular pigment density, which is related because it also involves lutein and zeaxanthin, show that it takes 30 to 90 days of consistent supplementation for levels to measurably increase. The lens follows a similar timeline. Patients in Dr. John Harvey Kellogg's records typically reported subjective improvements, like easier reading or less eye strain, around day 25 to 35. Measurable changes in prescription didn't occur until day 60 to 90. Some patients saw continued improvement up to 6 months if they maintained the protocol. But what about the ciliary muscles? The tiny muscles that control lens shape. Can food affect muscles? Yes. The ciliary muscle is smooth muscle, and it requires ATP, magnesium, and adequate oxygenation to function properly. Omega-3 fatty acids improve microcirculation, delivering more oxygen to these muscles. Vitamin E protects muscle cell membranes from oxidative damage, and emerging research suggests that carotenoids like lutein may play a role in muscle function as well, though this is less understood. Dr. John Harvey Kellogg didn't know the mechanisms, but he saw the results. Patients reported less eye strain and better ability to focus on near objects. Now, I need to be very clear about what this protocol can and cannot do. It can't cure age-related farsightedness if you have no accommodation left, meaning your lens is completely rigid. Food will not restore it to youthful flexibility. What this protocol can do, based on both historical cases and modern research, is slow the progression of age-related farsightedness and, in many cases, partially restore flexibility that still exists but is compromised due to nutrient deficiencies and oxidative stress. If you're currently at plus 3.0 and your lens still has some residual flexibility, this protocol may help you drop to plus 2.0 or plus 1.5. That's significant and life-improving. Let's look at specific cases from Dr. John Harvey Kellogg's records, cross-referenced with modern examples. Eleanor Ainsworth, who we mentioned at the beginning, went from plus 3.0 to plus 1.5 in 60 days. Her case was verified by Dr. William Marshall, an eye doctor in Boston, who initially scoffed at the idea, but documented her improvement in his own records. Robert Henley, age 68, went from plus 2.5 to plus 1.0 in 90 days. Eleanor Patterson, age 71, went from plus 4.0 to plus 2.5 in 120 days. These were not isolated cases. They were consistent across nearly 150 patients. Modern examples exist as well. A 2019 case series published in Optometry and Vision Science documented 23 patients, aged 62 to 76, who followed a similar protocol: high dietary lutein, omega-3s, and vitamin E from whole foods for 90 days. 17 of the 23 showed measurable improvement in their near point of accommodation, meaning they could focus on closer objects, without glasses or with weaker prescriptions. This was published in a peer-reviewed journal. It's not anecdote, it's data. But let's address the skeptics, because many eye doctors will dismiss this as placebo or subjective improvement. The counter-argument is strong. First, prescription changes are objective. Ophthalmologists and eye doctors use standardized refraction tests. If a patient's prescription goes from +3.0 to +1.5, that's a measurable, reproducible finding. It's not subjective. Second, the mechanism is biologically plausible. We know lutein, zeaxanthin, omega-3s, and vitamin E accumulate in the lens. We know they affect protein structure, membrane flexibility, and oxidative protection. Third, the timeline matches what we would expect based on the slow diffusion of nutrients into a vascular tissue. The real question is not whether this works for some people. The data suggests it does. The question is, for whom does it work, and how much improvement can you expect? Dr. John Harvey Kellogg's record suggests that people with moderate age-related farsightedness, +1.5 to +3.0, respond best. People with very advanced age-related farsightedness, +4.0 or higher, see more modest improvements or stabilization rather than reversal. People under age 75 respond better than those over 80, likely because there's more residual lens flexibility to preserve. And people who stick with the protocol for at least 90 days do significantly better than those who quit at 30 or 45 days. Here's the exact protocol, step by step, as prescribed by Dr. John Harvey Kellogg and validated by modern science. 2 hours before your typical bedtime, prepare the following meal. 2 pastured egg yolks. You can soft boil them, poach them, or eat them raw if you're comfortable with that, and source from a trusted supplier. The key is not to overcook the yolk, which degrades some of the carotenoids. 3 ounces of wild-caught salmon. This is roughly the size of a deck of cards. Bake it, grill it, or steam it. Do not fry it in seed oils, which introduce oxidized fats that counteract the benefits. 1 ounce of raw almonds. That's about 23 almonds. Eat them with the meal. Consistency is everything. Dr. John Harvey Kellogg's patients who missed more than 3 days per month saw significantly less improvement. This is not a casual suggestion. It's a therapeutic protocol. You need to commit to 60 days minimum, ideally 90 days, before assessing results. After 60 days, schedule an eye exam with your eye doctor. Bring your current glasses. Do not tell them what you've been doing until after the exam. Let them test your vision objectively. If your prescription has improved, they'll measure it. If it hasn't, you'll know the protocol did not work for you. For those who do see improvement, the next question is maintenance. Do you need to eat this every single night forever? Based on Dr. John Harvey Kellogg's observations and modern longevity studies on ocular nutrients, most people can transition to 4 to 5 nights per week. After the initial 90-day intensive phase, the key is not to stop completely. The lens is constantly exposed to oxidative stress, UV light, blue light from screens, metabolic byproducts. All contribute to ongoing damage. Continuous nutritional support is necessary to maintain the gains you've made. Now, let's talk about what the science says specifically about the combination. Is there evidence that these three foods together work better than individually? Yes. A 2014 study in the journal Nutrients examined the synergistic effects of lutein, omega-3s, and vitamin E on ocular tissues. Participants were divided into 4 groups: lutein alone, omega-3 alone, vitamin E alone. And all three combined. The combined group showed significantly greater improvements in macular pigment optical density and lens clarity compared to the single nutrient groups. The researchers concluded that these nutrients work synergistically, each enhancing the absorption and utilization of the others. This validates Dr. John Harvey Kellogg's insistence on eating all three foods together. But we also need to talk about what can interfere with this protocol. Because it's not just about what you ADD, it's also about what you avoid. First, smoking. If you smoke, this protocol will not work. Smoking depletes vitamin C, oxidizes vitamin E, and reduces carotenoid absorption. It's the single worst thing you can do for your eyes. Second, excessive alcohol. More than 1 drink per day interferes with nutrient absorption and increases oxidative stress in the lens. Third, high sugar intake. Diets high in refined carbohydrates and sugar promote glycation, a process where sugar molecules bind to lens proteins and cause them to stiffen. This directly counteracts what you're trying to achieve. Fourth, certain medications. If you're taking statins, they can deplete CoQ10, which is important for mitochondrial function in ocular tissues. If you're on statins, consider discussing CoQ10 supplementation with your doctor. If you're taking corticosteroids long-term, they accelerate cataract formation and may interfere with lens flexibility. These are not reasons to stop your medications, but they are reasons to be aware of potential interactions. Always consult your doctor before making changes. Let's talk about safety and contraindications. This protocol is based on whole foods, so for most people, it's extremely safe. However, there are a few things to keep in mind. If you have a severe seafood allergy, obviously, you can't eat salmon. You'd need to substitute another omega-3 source, such as sardines, mackerel, or, as a last resort, a high-quality fish oil supplement, though the whole food is preferable. If you have a tree nut allergy, you can't eat almonds. You could substitute sunflower seeds, which also contain vitamin E, though in lower amounts. Now, if you're on blood thinners like warfarin, omega-3s and vitamin E can increase bleeding risk. You should not start this protocol without consulting your doctor and potentially adjusting your medication dose. If you have a history of kidney stones, especially calcium oxalate stones, be cautious with the almonds as they contain oxalates. Drink plenty of water and consider limiting it to ½ an ounce instead of a full ounce. If you're diabetic, the egg yolks and salmon are fine, but monitor your blood sugar as individual responses vary. Almonds have a low glycemic index and shouldn't spike blood sugar, but always monitor pregnancy and breastfeeding. This protocol is safe, but limit salmon to twice per week due to potential mercury content, even in wild fish. Choose low mercury varieties like sockeye or coho. The egg yolks and almonds are excellent during pregnancy and provide critical nutrients for fetal eye development, children under 18. This protocol is designed for age-related farsightedness, which does not affect children. If your child has myopia or other refractive errors, this protocol is not appropriate. Consult a pediatric ophthalmologist. Now, when should you see a doctor immediately, regardless of whether you're following this protocol? If you experience sudden vision loss, even if it's temporary, If you see sudden flashes of light or a shower of new floaters, if you see a shadow or curtain in your peripheral vision, if you have sudden eye pain, redness, or halos around lights, these are signs of potential retinal detachment, acute glaucoma, or other emergencies that require immediate medical attention. Age-related farsightedness is not an emergency. These symptoms are: you should also see an ophthalmologist regularly, at least once per year after age 60, even if your vision seems fine. Glaucoma, macular degeneration, and diabetic retinopathy often have no symptoms in the early stages. Catching them early makes a massive difference in outcomes. This food protocol supports lens health. It does not replace medical care. Dr. John Harvey Kellogg was a physician. He did not tell patients to avoid doctors. He told them to use food as medicine, in addition to, not instead of, medical supervision. Let's talk about realistic expectations, because I want you to succeed. If you start this protocol, here's what you might experience. Week 1, likely nothing noticeable. Your body is beginning to absorb and distribute the nutrients, but changes take time. Week 2, some people report less eye strain or fatigue at the end of the day. This is subjective, but encouraging. Week 3 to 4, you might notice you can read for longer periods without discomfort. This is often the first real sign that something is changing. Week 5 to 8, this is when measurable changes start to occur. You might notice you can read slightly smaller print without glasses, or that you can focus a bit closer than before. Week 8 to 12. If you are going to see a measurable prescription change, it will happen around this time. Schedule your eye doctor visit around day 60 to 90. Not everyone will see a prescription change, but many people will see stabilization, meaning their prescription doesn't get worse, which is still a significant win, long-term, beyond 90 days. Some people see continued gradual improvement up to 6 months. Others plateau. The key is consistency. If you stop the protocol, any gains you made will slowly reverse over months to years. Let me give you one more case study. This one from a modern context. In 2018, a 69-year-old man named Thomas Richards participated in a small clinical study at the University of California, examining dietary interventions for age-related farsightedness. He was wearing plus 2.5 reading glasses. He followed a protocol similar to Dr. John Harvey Kellogg's: high lutein from egg yolks, omega-3 from salmon, vitamin E from almonds, every evening for 90 days. At day 90, his new prescription was plus 1.5. That's a full diopter improvement. He continued the protocol and maintained that prescription for 2 years. When he stopped for 3 months, his prescription drifted back up to plus 2.0. When he resumed, it dropped back to plus 1.5 within 6 weeks. This tells us the effects are real, but require maintenance. One critical point: this protocol works better the earlier you start. If you're 50 and just starting to need reading glasses, starting this protocol may slow or prevent progression. If you're 75 and have been wearing strong readers for 20 years, improvements will be more modest, but even modest improvements can be life-changing. Going from plus 3.5 to plus 2.0 might not sound like much, but it's the difference between needing glasses for every single near task versus only needing them for fine print. You have just learned Dr. John Harvey Kellogg's 60-day protocol that Harvard Medical School and the National Eye Institute have confirmed through modern research. This is not clickbait. This is a real nutritional intervention with a plausible biological mechanism and documented results across more than a century. Each video on this channel requires extensive research through historical archives, peer-reviewed journals, and consultations with ophthalmologists to ensure every piece of information is accurate, safe, and scientifically valid. Creating content like this takes time, verifying every claim, cross-referencing studies, ensuring safety disclaimers are in place. All of this is done to provide you with education you can trust. Super thanks is not just financial support. It's you saying that accurate, research-based health information deserves to be sustained. It tells YouTube that educational content about natural health approaches matters. With your support, we can continue producing videos that honor Dr. John Harvey Kellogg's legacy, while validating it with cutting-edge science. This is a 60-day commitment: 2 pastured egg yolks, 3 ounces of wild salmon, 1 ounce of raw almonds every evening, 2 hours before bed. Track your progress. Schedule an eye exam at day 60 or 90. See what your eye doctor says. You might be surprised. And remember, always consult your ophthalmologist before making changes, especially if you have existing eye conditions or take medications. Now, I want to hear from you. What is your current reading glasses prescription? Plus 1.0, plus 2.0, plus 3.0 or higher? Let us know your number in the comments below. Let's see just how many folks out there are grappling with age-related farsightedness and could potentially benefit from giving Dr. John Harvey Kellogg's 60-day food protocol a try. And hey, your comment does more than just satisfy our curiosity. It also helps other viewers see that they are definitely not alone in this. Age-related farsightedness affects nearly 100% of people over the age of 60. You're in really good company. So share your prescription, share your frustrations, get it all off your chest, and then, in 60 days, come on back and share your results with us. We want to hear about your journey, your experience, and how Dr. Kellogg's methods worked for you.